Ohana means state custody.
And following your own dreams, regardless.
Who needs Ohana when you got full ride scholarships?
Exactly. Welcome to Full Time Movie Fans. It's us again. Your favorite movie reviewers on the internet.
I'm White Savior Michael.
And I'm just half Asian Jarvis. So that's my connection to Lilo and Stitch.
Is that your half Asian?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I was darker, I could be mistaken for maybe Pacific Islander.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Almost Samoan-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't.
If I put on like another 100 pounds.
I wear Hawaiian shirts and look like a tourist, and that's pretty much my vibe.
If I shaved all my facial hair off and got some tribal tattoos,
you'd be hot.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of attached to the beard.
Oh, that's fine. A lot of Samoans have beards.
It's attached to me. So
it is, yeah. Physically attached.
Yeah. So, guys, I mean, Disney's got to know by now, right? Stop doing the thing.
We're talking about Lilo and Stitch, the new one, by the way, not the old one.
Well, we're going to talk about both. I think we can talk about both of them. I think it's impossible to talk about one without talking about the other.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you could just talk about the first one, but you can't talk about the live action one without talking about the original.
I love Lilo and Stitch, the originals.
I mean,
this one was also not bad.
It's not horrible. You still get some of those good feelings. You know what I mean?
It's not Snow White. That one was bad. That one was spoilers for anybody who didn't see Snow White. That one was bad. Unfortunately, too. I was hoping it wouldn't be.
Yeah, I did not watch that one. I was like, I already knew it was going to be not good. How much money do you have a fun fact about Snow White? Do you know how much money they lost on that one?
A lot.
I think I heard that Snow White was from insiders that Snow White was the one that was the nail in the coffin, and they're just like, yeah, you know what? Maybe we just stop making these live actions.
I think there's more so a problem with the Disney executives being like, these are our properties, and our properties mean that we know what's best for them. So you have to listen to us and not take your creative decisions and have to take ours.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
That's their, yeah. I mean, look what they did with Star Wars. We got The Rise of Skywalker.
So the budget for Snow White was $250 million, and it grossed 205.
Oof, big oofs.
Have you ever lost $50 million before, Travis?
My brain can't even comprehend $50 million right now, to be honest with you.
But I'm starting to be a little disillusioned to these big Hollywood budgets because of the things that I've been learning about how they function with their money. So I don't know how much of that is actual cost and how much of that's inflated cost. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, because some of the best movies that we've seen and even reviewed in our front have had low budgets. And
like Lady Bird was 10 mil.
Yeah.
Whereas something vaguely similar, but not extremely, Thunderbolts was mostly practical effects.
Yeah.
Was still 200 mil or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But I mean, but
that's the difference of involving CGI and having I don't know. It's the scale of stuff too. Doing a human story is a lot easier.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
So.
But again, they probably lost more, if we're being honest. Because the inflated cost is the amount of money that the movie itself.
Right. Well, you taught us that. Cost. You taught us about, because one of the things that's, we see the box office numbers, but that doesn't account for where the money that goes to the theaters.
Yeah. Or the loans that the production took from the studios that aren't really loans, but they're loans.
Yeah. And then advertisement budgets are usually not included.
So it was probably a lot more.
Yeah.
It was probably a lot more.
Yeah. All the press checks and stuff they did for Snow White is just a waste of money.
Yeah, and they also started it way too soon. They needed to start advertising that movie like super late in the game.
Yeah. Well, if anything, I've heard a lot of people just happy that Disney is like, yeah, we're going to stop making live action movies.
I think that's for the best.
Yeah, because it's just one of those things like why try to touch something that's already just perfect the way it is? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're 5 minutes in, so I can use the phrase masturbatory.
There we go.
That's what live action is. Live action versions of animated movies for me are just that for Disney.
Yeah. Since we're also 5 minutes into this, spoiler alert for the remake of the movie that we've all seen.
Lilo and Stitch. So what are your first impressions of Lilo and Stitch, Jarvis?
The original?
No, just this new one.
This is one of those ones that when I saw the trailers, I was actually pretty excited. I was like, oh, this one actually is one that I might want to, that I'm kind of excited to go see. You know what I mean? Like, I do want to see, like, Stitch looked good. I mean, they got the cutest girl possible to play Lilo.
They truly did. She's so good.
Oh, she's like the
best thing about the movie by far.
She's so good. She's so good. And so watching the trailers, I was like, okay, maybe they did it, and I was pretty excited about Lilo and Stitch. When I saw it, I still had a good time. Like, but it's one of those things where, again, you're in a situation where you've got such good source material. It's just hard for the live action to live up. There's just so many more things you can do with animation than you can in real life. And
like I was telling you yesterday when we were hanging out, that it's
you see, guys,
in animating, it's the suspension of disbelief. It's a lot easier to be like, oh yeah, that's a thing that's just happening in front of me.
Yeah,
than it is with live action.
You heard it, internet. Sometimes we hang out outside of this stuff. So
yeah, and Clint's real.
He's yeah, yeah. Someday, maybe. I don't know.
We hang out and Clint's real.
Both of those things are true.
These are crazy things that are revelations for this podcast, just so you all know.
Yeah, if this is your first time tuning in, that you won't get the joke about it, but that's why you should go back and watch all of our other stuff. We've got tons of videos up.
And subscribe and log into your parents' account and subscribe.
Yeah,
and then make accounts for your unborn children and subscribe.
Help us out. We're not gonna play that the YouTube thing that says, hey, I'm just a small time creator and leave a like so that I'm trying to be a big star one day. But we would appreciate your likes. If you watch and you have a good time.
I also appreciate your dislikes. And if you disagree with us or think we're both gross looking humans, put it in the comments.
I feel like this is going to be one that's not too controversial, though.
Yeah,
I feel like the whole world is pretty unanimous.
We have similar takes as the rest of the internet. Well, yeah. You and I both agree that it's an okay movie.
Yeah, I might lean more towards I liked it than maybe the masses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. But Lilo and Stitch, it's a beloved, well, as you said, Disney just sees it as IP. But these are the stories that like shaped our childhoods. You know what I mean? And I think that's why it's so hard to watch, some of these remakes, because it's like, dude, you're disrespecting my childhood. How dare you?
Well, sometimes I like to go back and rewatch things, without my nostalgia goggles on. You know what I'm talking about? You're like, is this actually good or was I a child?
Yeah.
And more often than not, the Disney movies of old are actually just good.
Yeah, because you can watch them at any stage and appreciate the story and the deeper meanings behind it, take something from it. Yeah. And then you find there's some jokes in here for adults that the kids miss, but now that I'm adult, I can appreciate. So
for sure. So that's, yeah. Anyways, my first impressions, thanks for asking.
Yeah, please, Michael.
I was cautiously optimistic because I knew a couple of things going in about Gantu not being there. Rest in peace, Gantu. My shark boy that I love so much.
He's the shark boy to your lava girl.
Yeah. Call me Lava Girl because I'm missing that shark boy.
Michael, a.k.a. Lava Girl.
I knew Jumbo didn't have a Russian accent anymore. and it was just Zach Galifianakis.
Do you think that was a political move to not demonize Russia?
It was. Have you watched any of the interviews?
Some. Just mainly the director defending his decisions.
Well, and did you watch the one where the director was like, yeah, some of these weren't my decisions. They were forced on me.
Oh, really?
Like Blakely not wearing a dress was not his choice. It was the studio's choice because they said cross-dressing is controversial.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago. 15 years ago.
Same reason why Jumba doesn't have an accent is because a non-native Russian person having a Russian accent is problematic.
You know what? I'm tired of people changing stuff for those types of reasons when, like, it doesn't, especially in such a fictional story. And you know what else that leads me to is Netflix's version of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live action. And they're changing the fact that Sokka was like a little bit
sexist.
Yeah,
not even a little bit. Have you rewatched it recently?
I don't have to.
Sokka like straight up is like, no, you're a girl, which means you're weaker. Like
until he had a girl, Sokka,
5 or 6 episodes.
Yeah, until he had some badass girl Sokka him in the face.
Yeah, and then he realized that he's not that cool.
Yeah, but like that's part of his character growth, and it's
important. It's so important.
Yeah, in fact, what's her name, Tylee, when she does all the pressure points on him and he's just flopping around is one of the funniest parts of the show for me.
Yeah,
him just like not being able to use his arm. But it's character development. I mean, not so much in Lilo
and you're
and
just
Stitch.
getting rid of it. Well, I mean, it's part of what made Jumba the character, and people can blame Star Wars for this of like using other like world accents for alien races.
I blame Star Wars for a lot of the bad things in my life.
That's fair. George Lucas, who I will always claim is not a great filmmaker, but a brilliant businessman. Yeah, so smart as a businessman.
We've talked about it. Guys, you can check out our Star Wars episodes. We have several of those, but we talk about that he's not really good at dialogue and writing necessarily, but his world building is insane. Like,
well, I also learned that he took some toy companies for a ride when the prequels were coming out, and got like such a good deal off of things. Oh my, that man's actually like a genius.
Yeah,
but not in the ways that he wishes he was.
True. So, Disney execs were just like, yeah, no Russian accent, no dress.
Yeah, and that causes some issues with me because it's like the Sonic's face all over again.
Ooh,
but because it's not the name of the movie character, they think that it's like fine to just do it like that, which I get, but at the same time, and the fact that Jumba is just Zach Galifianakis for like half of the movie also helps my brain a bit because I was like, it's easier to listen to him when it's like just him.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking at big alien guy that's supposed to have an accent.
Yeah. It's funny because I got made fun of as a kid for being 4 eyes, but he actually has 4 eyes. So
yeah, and Blakely has 1.
Yeah, Mike Wazowski also has 1.
Yeah.
Do you think they would be friends?
So I'm gonna continue.
Sure.
With Jarvis not sidetracking me anymore.
I'll make a poll and put it up.
We're gonna have. At some point, we're going to have like a Patreon version that's like a 2-hour long recording, and it's just going to be me not cutting out all of Jarvis's tangents.
Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to just attach mics to a set of recording as soon as I show up. And
it's going to be him going, hey, can I put this in the fridge? So what did you think of this movie we're about to talk about?
The stuff that you guys have been waiting for, asking us for. We're listening.
Anyways, I was worried that Lilo was going to be bad, but she was actually probably like the best thing to happen in the entire movie, and she was perfectly cast.
Yeah, so good.
It's called Lilo and Stitch, but it's actually just Nani gives her sister up for adoption, the movie. Because they decided Nani was the main character, I guess. Yep, that was my impression. Every part of the movie that was Lilo and Stitch was great, and every part of the movie that was not could have been better.
Yeah. I mean, it's par for the course for Disney right now. I feel like just ruining the perfect things that we loved about Disney in our adulthood.
Yeah.
So this one's, no, we've said this before. This one probably will be a shorter episode just because it's pretty simple and we'll get to the end pretty quickly. But
hey, you.
How'd you like that episode? Did you like it?
You like movies? You like this one?
Do you?
You should subscribe to this channel right now.
Also, as well.
Yeah. You got friends? Yeah, you do.
Do you? Hopefully.
Show it to them. Show this to them.
Prove it to us you got friends.
There's other videos to watch too. Why don't you watch those if you're so cool?
Yeah, prove you're not a bot. Leave a comment.
Nerd.